Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic and a fascinating checkerboard puzzle, a very relevant checkerboard puzzle today. This is basically a chessboard and I will explain Chris Moore's bishop's move rule when we get to the rules of the puzzle. But I do want to mention that on Patreon now we have the fantastic Sudoku hunt by Blobs. It's called Oil and Water. And it's a fantastic puzzle pack. 10 puzzles, 2 bonuses, really quality puzzles involving oil and water, not mixing in the puzzles. That translates to parity, but you will understand when you join us on Patreon and download the pack. It's a competition until the 20th, and we urge you to give it a try. Easier than last month's, good fun. And some of you are very clever people, so you will get through it, no question at all. Do check that out. On Patreon, of course, we have other things. Crossword solves include Simon's masterclass special when I did the first video, my American crossword puzzle tournament final puzzle, my hard monthly cryptic solve. So all sorts of crossword content this month and loads of stuff on Patreon, connections videos too. Check it out. But there's also our merchandise and apps linked on the video, and our merchandise, SVEN'S SUDOKU PAD, and all of our apps, which do feature domino Sudoku and chess Sudoku, which is sort of relevant today. And that brings me to do check out those apps. Fog of War is the latest. They're all brilliant, but let's look at the rules. So Chris Moore, I think, has sent us hard puzzles in the past. I might be wrong, I don't know. It's quite a while since we did one by him, but this one's called Bishopsgate, which is a street in the city of London, and I have had many meetings there. But I think Simon used to work on Bishopsgate, actually. First of all, normal Sudoku rules apply. So 1 to 9 will go in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. There is a bishop's constraint on the white squares of the checkerboard. So the cells on each white diagonal are different. Now, in his email, Chris pointed out that it's well known that you can't have a queen's move rule over the whole puzzle. But you can, apparently, over one colour if you checkerboard the grid. And maybe that justifies me getting out my red queen for this puzzle. But it only applies to the white cells. So those 9 digits will all be different. The ones on this diagonal, for instance, they'll all be different. And so on and so forth. Any white diagonal cannot have a repeat digit, which is a fascinating rule. I would not have known that you could make a grid to which that applied. I think I have heard in the past that you can make a grid with 6 digits to which the queen's move rule applies. 6 of the 9. I think that's true. Anyway, it's based on what I was told, not anything I've proved. Now, Chris does remark, it's very important this, if you play in dark mode, that switches which the white and the black squares are. So we're looking at the diagonals which go into the absolute corners here, which is the hardest from his point of view to set the puzzle with. Anyway, then we have ordinary XV rules, cells connected by a V sum to 5, cells connected by an X sum to 10, and there's a couple of white dots. Cells connected by a white dot are consecutive. So normal domino rules, but a very unusual white bishop's move rule. And we'll see how this plays. I don't know. It strikes me as really weird, but it strikes me as really weird there's no givens in the grid. Anyway, let's get cracking, see how we do. So, I've got very little to go on to start with, but there are some V's in the grid. So let's mark them up with the low digits, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we've got high digits where they clash with an X. This white dot can't be high. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. And now I'm basically completely stuck already. How do we use the bishop's rule? I suppose that cell Oh my goodness, look. Okay, this is pretty. That is a diamond of white cells. Now I've coloured them pink to stop them looking white, which is foolish, but it's important that you see this relationship. That is one each of the digits 1, 2, 3, 4, because they all see each other. Either they see each other vertically or horizontally, or on a diagonal on this diamond. So they all have to be different. That is clearly what's going on here. Now, what does that? That means that these 4 digits are also a set of the digits 1 to 4, which is very weird, but very true. Okay, so maybe I get the letter tool out and start labeling these as A, B, C, D. I don't know. Is this going to help? Don't tell me it's not. Let's call that one A. Oh, now I don't know whether to call this one B. I kind of want to call this one B. I don't know. Let's call this B, this C, and this D. No, let's not do that. Let's call this B. And A can go with letter I, high digit. B can go with letter H. Why have I chosen those letters? Just on the wild possibility that A turned out to be a 1. Okay, let's not do that. Let's make B into D and H into G. Into F. Just to give me the chance that I was getting the alphanumerics right. If that was a 1, that would be 9, that would be 4, that would be 6. So I would have those letters correct, but I'm not really going for that. Okay, what I can see now is that these X's don't contain I or F. Therefore, they don't contain A or D. Do you see why? Because AI is an X pair. And because I has been used in the box, this can't be AI and that can't be AI. Similarly with DF, F has been used in the box, that can't be DF, that can't be DF. So these cells are what I am putatively calling B, C, G and H. I'm leaving E to be definitely 5. If those are B, C, G and H, and we've got IF here, these ones are A, D and 5 as a group. And that must be right. And now we can use the bishop's move. That's A, so that's not A, because it's on the same diagonal. Is this going to work? This is brilliant. I don't think it is going to work, because I don't know which of these are high and which are low. Oh, or no. If that had been a white cell in the middle of this diamond, it would see all the low digits. Oh, hang on. These are the... this is brilliant. This is absolutely fabulous. I said earlier on that these grey digits are a set of the 4 different low digits because they're on the V's counterparting with the pink digits, which are a set of 1 to 4. So these grey digits that I've just highlighted are clearly the other set of 1 to 4. That's one of each. And they're all looking at this cell. So that's not low. So I'm going to take B and C out of that. That's fabulous. I mean, it's mad, but it's fabulous. So this is a low digit here. This is B or C. And I'm longing to write 2 or 3, but I don't know that A and D are not the 2-3 pair. That's just how I chose to label them. Now, this is B or C, and the other of B or C is in one of these 2. Could it be there? Yeah, it probably could. Probably is. Where are these 4 grey? They can only look together at one cell, and they've done that. These whites are unfortunately only looking at... Oh, no, but they are looking at this cell. That can't be low. They are. That's a set of 1, 2, 3, 4 looking at that cell. So that one can't be low. It's the other way round. Right, so that is high. And this is low. And these, well, they're on a long diagonal. Is that interesting? Doesn't seem to be very interesting. These are from 6, 7, 8, 9. We've got the set of 6, 7, 8, 9 in the box. This is really strange, finding this stuff. What's happening next? Well, there are some columns where all the low digits are used up, either by a V which uses 2 or an X which uses 1. So the other cells in those columns can't be 1, 2, 3 or 4. This column as well. The other cells in the column are higher. Oh, this is low. Can I use the bishop's move? Maybe I should designate this as B. Let's do that. I mean, again, I'm just guessing, but let's call that B and this one H and that one C and this one G, just in case it sparks any thoughts. Are these cells interesting? They will see the central cell, C, and these pink cells, but not any others. And these will see the top cell. See, now I'm getting a handicap by my own nomenclature system. A and C, that is B or D. And B or D go with what? C or A here. So can that be C or A? I think it can. But it does see that ditch. Oh, that's weird. I'm losing track here. I want to label these cells, with letters, but I don't know what they are. Maybe I shouldn't have labelled the middle ones. Maybe I should have labelled these originally. Yeah, I mean, these conclusions are fine. Let's forget those letters. Let's forget that that's D even, and that's F. Let's just start with A there and call this B, and that's C, and that D. Oh no, the reason this doesn't work as an idea is because I can't label these letters. Okay, I'm going back to the original. There, let's stick with this. Oh, but this B sees those two. So on the diamond, that's B. It's absolutely straightforward. I'm so sorry. B goes with A. Oh no, on an X, I was going to say that can't be H. A goes with D, we've designated that, so B goes with C. This digit is either A or 5. That's weird, but it is true. It can't be C or D or B because they've been used in the column. In fact, where does A go in this column? It goes in one of those two places. I can't really mark that because I'm using the corner marks for specific digits. These are C and D. They go with B and A in these positions. And that can't be A anymore. And now this must be A. That's so strange. I don't really understand what's happening, but that is A. There's an A there and an A there, and now this can't be A on the diagonal. Oh, that is amazing. This puzzle is blowing my head off. That can't be A. And I said it can't be B, C, or D. It's 5. There's a digit in the grid. Oh, that's mad. That's fantastic. This couldn't be A. I'll just explain again why this had to be A. And it started with that can't be A on the bishop's move from here, because they're both white cells on the same diagonal. Then that couldn't be A. So in the original pink diamond, one of those was A. A goes with D on a V. Oh, have I messed this up? No, it's okay. Once those couldn't be B because we labelled B in the central box, that had to be B. So one of these is D, and D does go with A in one of those cells, so that couldn't be A. And then this had to be A, and now that couldn't be A, and it also can't be B, C, and D, the other low digits, so it's 5. And C becomes 4. And before I get rid of the C's from the grid, I'm going to use the lettering to make that a 4. Now G has become 6. B has become 1. That's there. That makes H into 9. These can't be 6 or 9. F and I are 7 and 8. That makes A and D 2 and 3. Maybe I can't even disambiguate those. But we know that A is 2 or 3. That was not what I was planning to do. I was just trying to highlight that one. There we go. A is 2 or 3. Now I can't break up that 5, or can I? These ones are C and D in some order. And they go with, on a V, they go with B and A. I don't think any of these are ruled out. The trouble is, if I write in the full 4 here and here, which I'm very tempted to do now, I lose the marking of C and D. Maybe it won't matter, and I can always go back. Let's do it. 4 there and 1 there. 4, 9, 1, 6. Now, where does that digit A go in this column now? It definitely goes there, and in fact, that was how I got to this point. What's this pair? It's either 1, 9 or 4, 6. I'll tell you what, this digit is either 1 or 4. We've got a 1, 4 X-wing coming down columns 5 and 6. So 1 and 4 have to be in these 3 cells. They can't both be on the X. So the other one goes there. Now, I'm probably not using the bishop's move to its full extent. Those can't have a 1. These can't have a 4. They also are C and D, not A, which is 2 or 3. Now, we've got a 4 in the centre of the grid. Right, that 4 sees all of these white cells. So, in this row, 4 is on a grey cell. It can't be there or there by bishop's move. It can't be in the central box by Sudoku. So 4's in one of those cells in row 2. And it's got to be on a white cell in row 3, in one of these 2, because that 4 again sees those 2, and those are ruled out by the 4 that we've placed. So 4 in row 3 is in one of those positions, which is going to eliminate. So one of these 2 is a 4, and it's opposite the 4 above. They can't be together because of the bishop's move. So we've either got a pair of 4s like that, or a pair of 4s like that. And we've got these X's to populate as well. Down here, I don't know which one to start with. A. Oh, D. What is D? D is not 5. That is 5 and D. D is 2 or 3, and it goes in one of these cells. So D is in one of those cells. Yeah, we had D there, D there. D is one of those. I is 7 or 8, and must go in one of those and one of these. So one of these two is an I. F is 7 or 8 and has to be in one of these two. So these include I and 9. Oh no, I don't know that 9 is here. Either 6 or 9 is here. 6 cannot be here because 6 there doesn't let 6 be in any of those cells. So this is a 1-9 pair. That's a 4. Goodness me. Now, 9 and D are in those cells. D is 2 or 3. That's a 2-3-9 set. This is a 6-7-8 triple. Hang on. 5, yeah, this is... that's not what I'm trying to do. This is 2, 3, and 5. Sorry, this is 2 or 3, which is D, plus a 5 in those cells. I'm confusing myself a bit here. These are F and 5, F being 7 or 8. These are I and 6, I being 7 or 8. I know I'm being a bit cautious, but I think you have to be. That's a 7-8 pair looking at that cell. Now, bishop's move, surely that's the place to get some traction. I don't know, maybe it isn't. We've still got to put low digits in columns 2 and 8. I just don't know about that. Oh, we've got to put 4s into rows 7 and 8. Right, the 4 in row 8, I think, no, I hadn't worked it out because we didn't have this 4. But just like in row 2, it's on a grey cell in one of the edge boxes. Because those two 4s are seen by the central 4. Now, does that mean that the 4 in this row... Oh, well, hang on. This is an X-wing over this side. Well, it's an X-wing on both sides, but it's an important X-wing on this side. 4 is in one of those cells, 4 is in one of those cells. The 4 in column 8 has to be in these cells, and only one of them allows it. Bingo. That's 4. Oh, that's not. But this is now 1 by V rules. That's not 1. This is actually... Is this A? I can't remember what B was. Okay, I'm beginning to think that I should get rid of the corner marking of letters. The trouble is I can't remember. A is 2 or 3 and D is 2 or 3. That's the answer. So it doesn't matter about remembering, I can just look it up. Okay, that's D. Now this, no, one of the, that's not D now on the bishop's move. Good grief. That is D, which is 2 or 3. This is a 5. That's not 5. That's 6 or 9. I can't see that the bishop's move decides which is which. That's not 5 by bishop's move. It's also not 2, 3, 4, 9, or 1. That is 6, 7, or 8. This one is a high digit, therefore, or 5. Don't rule out 5. Not that helpful, even given that diagonal. Now, 5 on this diagonal means that's not 5. I've got 2 places left for 5 in column 2, 2 places left for 5 in column 8. Yeah, I don't know enough about the difference between those positions for 5. Now, there was an X-wing on 4s to deal with here as well. Yes, the 4 in column 2 cannot be in any of these positions. Why can't it be there? No, it's different from over here. This was marking the 4 in row 8. Oh, bother. I may have used a false X-wing. Oh, bother. I have to go back. I'm sorry. Right. When I've marked those 4s, that was marking the possible positions in row 8, not the possible positions in box 9, because that could still be a 4 in box 9. Okay, but it's still fine. This can't be. That can't be 4, and that can't be 4, and this is marked as not 4. Okay, I was still fine. That is 4, so I can go forward on that basis. Right, I didn't use a false. It's all good. I didn't use a false X-wing, although what I should have done is pointed out that this could be a 4 in the box. So the X-wing was based on those cells. So I just have to be cautious because this can still be a 4. 4 in this box, however, can't be there from that. Can't be there from that. 4 in column 2 is what I mean. And therefore it is on this X. This is a 4, 6, X. And that can't be 6. And this can't be 6. And that can't be 6. And we've had a 2, 3 pair in the column. So that X is a 1, 9 pair. And we can fill them in. Goodness me, this puzzle is literally madness. Literally as mad as a hatter. Right. The 1, I can place the 1 in row 3. I've got 1 there and 1 there. That 1 and that 1 with the bishop's move forces this to be a 1. And now there's only one place for 4 in this row, and it's over there. That takes out a bunch of possible 4s, but it doesn't force either of these to be a 4. One of those 2 is a 4 in this box. That 1 is putting a 1... oh, I don't know, in one of those 3 positions, not there, because that sees that 1 on the diagonal. 1 is in one of those 2. Oh, hang on, that 1 is looking at this X digit on the white diagonal. So that's a 9 and that's a 1, which also keeps 1 out of that cell. This puzzle's crazy. I love it. I love it. It's so amazing. Now, how was I getting on with 4s? Well, not all that brilliantly. I mean, I'm still left with not knowing here. That is not ruled out by other 4s placed in the grid. Okay, what's this pair? Obviously, it doesn't use 4 or 1, so it's either A or D. It's a 2, 8 or 3, 7 pair. 6 is in one of these cells by elimination, and therefore this is not 6. Now this is not 5. And there must now be an 8 used in one of those cells, because there has to be an even digit on a white dot. But that means either that's an 8 or this is an 8-2 pair. Still don't know where 5 is in columns 2 and 8. 1 though. 1, 1. One of these is a 1. Do I know which? Can I rule 9 out of there on the X? I don't think I can. That's strange as well. What can this digit not be? It can't be 4 or 2, 3 or 7, 8 or 5. So this is 1, 6 or 9. It can't be 9 because that can't be 1. So this is down to 2 possibilities. Now this is gorgeous. This digit cannot be 4 because that would make this 6 and that 4, and look at the bishop's move problem that causes. That's fantastic. That's another lovely move. So that's 9, that's 1. This is not 1. We get a 9 in one of these 2 cells. Surely the... oh, I'll tell you how we know where it is there. It's because this diagonal is 9 cells long and must have every digit on it. Well, it didn't get a 9 in box 1. It didn't get a 9 in box 5. It must get a 9 in box 9, and those 2 9s tell us that 9 is in the corner, which is brilliant. This diagonal is going to have to get a 9 on. Didn't get one in box 7 or box 5. It's going to get a 9 in one of those 2 positions in box 3, and it can't be there because we can't put 1 on the X. So that's a 9, that's a 9. Surely I've finished off 9s about now. That seems to be a 9. I haven't quite. Well, one of these, yes, that's a 9 by Sudoku. In fact, that's the last 9 in the grid. And it's on a white dot, so I get an 8. Now, can I use that on the diagonal? Only a little bit there. That's not 8. That's annoying. 9, 8, 2, 3, 1. 5 is in one of those two cells by Sudoku. 4 is in one of those two. I can't see that the bishop's move is dealing with that. I probably need to focus a bit more on the bishop's move, especially on the long diagonals. So 5, 4, 1, 9. 2, 3, 6, 7, 8 to place in the other cells. I don't know, that doesn't feel all that helpful. How about this one? 1, 4 and 9 are placed. 5 has to be there or there. Pretty sure about that. Oh, this can't be. Right, this X is 2, 8 or 3, 7 because 4, 1, 9 are used up in the column. Now I've got a weird quadruple in the column of 2, 3, 7, 8. So the other digits to place in, sorry, on the diagonal are 5 and 6. And that means, because they both see this cell, that this can't be 5 or 6. It also sees 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, and is therefore 4 or 7, but it's not 4 because of the diagonal. That is a weird naked 7. It's on the diagonal, that's 8. 8, 7, 5, 4, 1, 9. The other digits on this diagonal are 2, 3, and 6. On the X, that gives us, well, that can't be 6 because we can't have 4 here. That's 7 or 8. There's our 2, 3, 7, 8 quad in the column. These two are 5 or 6, and now I've got a 5, 6 pair in the row, and that digit is a 4. That one's a 6. This becomes 8. That becomes 4. That was from the row here. Now this is not 8, 2, so it's 3, 7, and this one is 2, 8 at the top. That can't be a 2, nor can the other corner, because we've got 2 on the diagonal. Right, let's check out the other diagonal now. 9, 4, 1, and our 5, 6 pair. Everything else is 2, 3, 7, or 8. I don't know, if I'd carried on the corner marking of letters, I might know better. I think I'm going to get rid of all the letter corner marking now, because not only has it not really been helpful, I'm not even looking at it anymore. So there we go, that's all gone. Oh look, 2, 3 pairs. That, I mean, it's a deadly pattern that's going to be resolved by the bishop's move, but it's giving me an X-wing that puts 2 and 3 there. And this is a 4. That was probably very obvious to a lot of people, especially as it's almost the last 4 in the grid. There is the last 4 in the grid. They're all done. Right, this can't be 8. Let's just try and do a bit of Sudoku. No, I'm not going to do a bit of Sudoku. I'm going to do a bit of diagonal thinking. That's a 3, 6 pair. They both see this corner. That can't be a 3. One of these will be a 3 in the corner. Oh, this has become a 5 according to my pencil marking. Yeah, that's fine. This is 7. Now this can't be a 7, 3 X in any order, and in fact we know the order of 2, 8. This is a 3, 5, 6 triple that we've got going on here. This is a 1, 2 pair. That is not on a diagonal that is relevant because it's a dark diagonal. That's 3 or 6. In this column, this is a 5, 7 pair. I'm going to have to get the bishop's move out again in a moment and try and figure something out. In this box, we need 3, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that can't be a 7. In fact, in the row, we need an 8, and that goes here. 2, 3, 9, 1, 4. We need an 8 that is here in box, whatever this is, box 6. Those are from 5, 6, 7. I mean, there must be more bishop stuff to do. Oh yes, look at this diagonal. I've got the 2, so that's a 3, and that's a 7, and that's an 8, and that's going to sort out quite a lot of Sudoku and X's. Quite a lot. 6 there, that's on the diagonal. Now this is 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spot. Light, proving its position. 5 and 8, that's a 6, that's a 7. This 1 and 2, I don't know. This is also a 1-2 pair, so somewhere the bishop's move is going to have to resolve those. I'm just doing a bit of other Sudoku first. In the top row, let's get down to pencil marks. We've got 5 and 6 on that diagonal already, so that's a 7. That's going to do quite a lot of lifting. 6 there becomes 5 here. That does 6 and 5. This is now a known 6. Now I've just got deadly patterns left. Oh no, that's a 2. That sorts out that stuff. Let's get rid of those pink cells that we started with. They're 1, 2, 3, 4 in a nice anti-clockwise order. Now, 5 and 7 here. There's a 7 looking at that cell. That'll do it. Well, it would do it if I wasn't suddenly in colour mode accidentally. There we go. Let's try again. 5, 7, 5, 7. And then down here, there must be a 1 or a 2 looking at one of these cells. There is one of them. The 2 looking at that cell. Wow, that is really clever. And just before I hit the last cell, I'm going to check all my diagonals to see that the white diagonals have no repeated digits. 7, 2, 1, 1, 5, 9, 4, 7, 5, 7, 2, 1, 6, 9, 8. Yes, yes, yes. 4, 2, 8, 5, 3, 6, 1, 5, 6, 7, 9, 8. They're all good that way. 4, 1, 5, 5, 2, 6, 7, 1, 9, 6, 8, 3, 2, 5, 7, 3, 2. I mean, I think this construction is just fantastic. It's amazing to me that it can exist. How are the greys? Well, straight away, or the grey diagonals, straight away a mess of one, but then a grey diagonal that works. Most of them don't. In fact, maybe I found the only one that does not have a repeat digit. I suppose the little ones don't, because they can't. Brilliant. It's brilliant stuff. That is an incredible puzzle. Really interesting. Congratulations, says Chris. Please make more puzzles with this constraint. Well, you might need to apply to Chris for the program which creates grids with that constraint. That is, I mean, I don't know. It's all very well to ask people to make puzzles with that constraint, Chris, but you've kind of nailed how do you do it with that diamond at the beginning. That's absolutely beautiful. And the ramifications of that, especially over this cell having to be high, it was really, really, really clever. I love this puzzle. It's so interesting. Such a wonderful grid. Amazing stuff. Thank you for sharing it with us. And yeah, thank you for watching us on the channel. Do comment on the puzzle because it deserves it. What a brilliant piece of work. I will see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.